are back. And this segment, we're going to be discussing the International Credit Union Day 2016. And our guests this morning, Marlene, are Debbie Martinez. She is the treasurer of the board of directors. We have Jarvin Oeda, administrative officer, and of course, Emory Young. He is the senior operations officer. Good morning, Emory, at the St. Martin's Credit Union in San Ignacio.
That's right. And it is an institution that has been functioning for quite some time. Let's start off a bit with the history of the St. Martin's Credit Union.
Well, St. Martin's, first of all, good morning once again to the membership, prospect members, and the general public, and also to our lovely listeners and viewers, right? Well, St. Martin's Credit Union was established since 1949, and presently, right now, we have over 8,000 members. In addition to that, our asset is over $24 million, and St. Martin's Credit Union is located in the heart of San Ignacio. To be exact, it's corner Far West Street, Eve Street. For our prospect members and the general public who are interested to open an account, they can visit us. We encourage them to join St. Martin's Credit Union. They will be welcomed with open arms by our friendly customer service representative that will deliver exceptional service. That being said, we serve the twin towns of San Ignacio and Santa Elena, surrounding communities, Benque and Socots. And also it's evident in our vision that we are to be Belize's leading financial institution guided by cooperative principles, offering innovative, convenient, and affordable products and services.
Perfect.
Now, when you look at the credit union movement in this country, it is definitely one of the more reliable financial institutions that people tend to turn to. People have embraced the membership aspect and recognize that most credit unions have a foundation of encouraging people to save and be a part of their membership. Let's talk about what it's like in terms of new members coming into the credit union. You boast over 8,000 members at this point.
Right.
What has been your growth over the past couple of years?
Well, to be precise, over the month at least, we receive at least 80 members per month, right? So I would say per year, on top of my head, I would say maybe 1,000 roughly per year. So that's how our membership grows per year.
Is it as competitive as the banks where, for instance, some employees are sort of tasked with having to recruit and bring on new people as a bit like a quota per month or per week in terms of that sort of stuff?
We do have our marketing activities just like any other financial institution to ensure that we are growing, you know, and 8,700 members is proof that the credit union is growing, and these are 8,700 active members. So it's members who deposit into their accounts regularly and members who actually get loans off of their shares, no?
In terms of your financial products as well, what we've seen over time is where people have been diversifying what they offer, the financial services and products, based on the demographic of the persons who are in their community, whether it's moving towards agricultural loans or other types of investments. Has that been a move by St. Martin's Credit Union as well?
That has been a move by St. Martin's, and we have a loan program which is actually a rural finance program. And many people who live in the rural communities like the villages who wouldn't necessarily have all the detailed paperwork to qualify at a lending institution, then St. Martin's would take the time out to assist these members in getting them able to qualify for these financing. No? And we even do collection in the fields for them. So some cases you might need to tend to your farm and your livestock and you can't necessarily come into the credit union to make a payment. And the rural finance program ensures that we go to these members, collect payments, meet and greet with them and see how best we could assist them with the business that they would wish to seek. No? So we do find ways for helping people apart from those that would just be usually helped by the other financial institutions.
That's it. Sorry.
Okay, one of the things that makes us different than other financial institutions is that it's member owned. So when we promote St. Martin's Credit Union or credit unions on a whole, we educate the members that they become part owner. So we encourage them to save because based on their shares, their capacity to borrow increases. So one of the things that really helps is that when we educate our members, they know I have vested interest in this cooperative because I am part owner. And the way we operate, it's different than the banks. We have specific principles that guide us. And every time through the efforts of the Belize Credit Union League, we're trying to find new ways, new products to offer to our members. One of the things that has really helped us is the use of the ATM because it's so convenient. And our ATM, you can use it at other credit unions and heritage banks, and that is something that our members really appreciate. In the near future, we hope to have checking accounts as well and credit cards. So we're taking a look at that and seeing how we can improve, because if we want to stay in the competition, it means that we have to be upping our products every time.
To go back to a point that Emory made earlier, I've always been of the impression, for whatever reason, that banks are cutthroat and more strict, and credit unions are a bit warmer in terms of the way they deal with customers and that sort of stuff.
Well, this is the reason why the theme for this year fits credit unions perfectly as the authentic difference, right? Because you would find that most institutions usually say that they're better in this, another one would say that they're better in this kind of service, but when you really compare the two services, they're one and the same. So what is the real difference? And the real difference with the credit union, as Ms. Debbie mentioned, is that we're member-owned. So while most institutions worry about making huge profits, the interest being placed on profits make a lot of errors in delivering customer service or meeting different demands of the membership because they're so worried about profits. But in a credit union, it's the opposite. We worry less about profits, but we worry about meeting our members' demands, and whatever is made in profits for a particular year, that is given directly back to the members. So that, in essence, is what makes the credit union that authentic difference that differentiates us from banks.
It's very strong in personal relationships.
It's
as
very
well.
strong because we deal with people on a one-to-one basis.
How do you nurture that in your employees? That they are not just there to process payments or to go through whatever paperwork they have to do. Well, that they're there to nurture that relationship with whoever comes in.
It's a part of a culture that you become a part of. So all our employees are a part of this culture. And what makes it so easy for them to become a part of the culture, we all understand that each one of us is a member. So while we have members outside, Jarvin, Miss Debbie, and myself, we're members too. So it's very important for us, the members, to be a part of this culture to ensure that we are delivering to meet the members' demands at all times.
Right.
Are there any,
to add to that, right, what credit union do also, we offer priority service, right? And this includes service to our senior citizens, right? We have a particular section, right, whereby they sit down and we attend to them. We go to them and see what their needs, no? And also to pregnant women also, and persons that are less able to stand.
Good job.
And also, let me just share information about the International Credit Union Day, right? It's celebrated every third Thursday of every year. And then this year is the 20th of October, that's 20 Thursday, right? 2016. And the first time it was celebrated was in October 1948. And the sole objective of this is to reflect upon the credit union movement history and to promote its achievement, and in addition to honor those who have dedicated their lives to the movement within the industry, and most of all show appreciation to our membership.
That being said, are there specific activities that, say, Martin's Credit Union will be embarking upon for this International Credit Unions Day?
Yes, we have a series of activities outlined throughout the month of October that we have organized. And the first one was from yesterday, from the 17th, which was Monday of this week, Thursday, 20th, right? We have waiver the $5 fee, which is the service charge, because the required amount to open an account is $55. 50 goes towards your shares and $5 for book and entrance fee. That particular service charge has been waived. And then our second event is on the 19th of October, which is on a Wednesday, whereby management, board of directors, joint officers, and staff will go to Octava Waite Center to visit the old folks, provide entertainment and dinner to the residents there. And then the third one actually is Members Appreciation Day. That's the Thursday, the 20th, whereby we'll start off with an open ceremony from 7:30 to 9 in the morning, which will include achievements, devotion. We'll be inviting our business associates, community partners, and of course our members will be providing entertainment, drinks, snacks, having promotion, raffles, and many more. Then lastly will be on the 29th of October, whereby all staff will be participating in the cancer walk, Sinus or cancer walk. Right.
Now, looking at it's a great time for reflection as well in terms of what you contribute towards your own community. And because we are obviously Belize City based, most people know the credit unions that are in our particular area. Each one has their own personality, their own stamp as to what they represent. What would you say is the most outstanding quality that people recognize is synonymous with St. Martin's Credit Union?
Okay, I must say that we have a very good reputation for being people-centered, membership-centered. We had Ronald Holtz as our previous general manager, and he was well liked by our members. He was seen as somebody very vibrant in our community and a person who really moved St. Martin's trustworthy, honest. And that gave us goodwill, good standing with the community. And before he left, we had Mr. Raymond Zul in training, and so far he has been doing good. And that's what people look for.
Yeah.
They want somebody that they can talk to, people that they can go to and, discuss, because we are open door. We have an open door policy. You want to come in and just talk to us, we are there.
Yeah.
Right? Even myself as an officer, people can stop me on the road, ask me questions, and I will try to communicate, give a phone call to the office and say, X person spoke to me, he will be coming in or she will be coming in, please direct the person as to where he or she can go. So I think that has been very good
That's
for
your
us.
hallmark.
Yes.
Yeah.
Insofar as the financial landscape in the Cayo district, when you look at the banks and the credit unions, how are you guys faring off in terms of the competition to attract prospective and new customers and your ability to be able to satisfy their financial requirements, so to speak?
Okay, of late, with the competition with the banks offering lower rates, mortgage rates, that has affected us a little bit. What we're trying to do is educate our members, because one of the things that people don't really do is read the fine prints. So if they see the banks advertising, we have a 4% mortgage rate, some people want to quickly jump to that. But what they need to realize is that those rates change over time. And there are a lot of legal fees that go into it. If you look at the way banks collect their money, banks ensure that they collect their interest, right? And then they start charging you principal. That is different. St. Martin's and other credit unions, we go interest and principal. So people really have to look at
reducing balance.
They have to look at the
1%.
benefits. What are the benefits in there for us?
And I love that you point that out, because I think all financial institutions have a place at this point, and they serve purposes in terms of what they do. But what we know is very much a part of being a member of a credit union is that you push financial stability. There's a lot of financial counseling that takes place. And when you talk about that personal relationship, it's very important. Talking about money or your own personal income is uncomfortable. whether it's a banking institution or your credit union. How do you work with your members to be able to guide them on how to become more stable with their finances and not necessarily venture off into investments that don't suit their income at that point in time?
Well, it's all about assessing the members' need at the time and providing solid financial advice to them.
Yeah.
Because from the moment you have, at the end of the day, we manage people's money, so we have to be very careful in how we lend out people's money. Mm-hmm. So if you would have somebody coming into you and say, I want a loan to paint my house. How much do you want to paint your house? I'm not sure. Then this is an applicant that we would need to ask a lot more questions with, because from the moment you don't even know how much buckets you're going to need and how much labor is going to cost, then it shows that something about your request is uncertain, and we would make a proper assessment to ensure that what we're giving is what the member is in need of and nothing more that would be wasted, because at the end of the day, if you waste money, you won't want to repay a debt that you have wasted. No?
Keeping in that same vein, we know that obviously financial institutions in the country are now being held under more stringent regulations, and one of the key things is being able to know sources of funds.
That's right.
And where culturally people didn't have to account for why they make a big withdrawal or why they make a big deposit, it is now required. How has that impacted your relationship with members in terms of being able to ensure that confidentiality is there, but you must meet your the regulation standards?
Well, it's a challenge as any other institution is facing at this time, no? But it gives us a time for us to get to know more about our members and find different ways that we're able to assist them so that they don't see it as being getting a lot of pressure when they're making a deposit or something. The more we know about them, the better service that we're able to provide. In most cases where we deal with source of funds, we have repeat members coming in for the same deposit every month. We would have those pre-filled, so when they come in, the process is much more faster. And it's all about how you explain things to members. Right. And the more you explain what you need and you let them know that it's not the credit union just having all these policies that you need to meet, but this is what is in place for the general membership, people begin to understand and they begin to come on board, especially when you see all the stuff on the news with corruption and all those stuff. All of this helps in what we're trying to achieve with the source of funds concern.
Most of all, what we explain to them is that central bank is our regulators, right?
That's right.
And they set these policies in place, so that's the reason why the credit union need to abide by these policies that they have set out for us, no?
I've always found Kaya to be a unique district for many reasons. When you look at the twin towns of San Ignacio and Santa Elena, and a few miles west of San Ignacio is Benqueviejo, and you look at the financial institutions that have set up shop in that particular part of the country, I think the demographic is comprised of people who are in the agriculture sector, if I'm correct.
Correct.
And you have people who are also in the overnight tourism sector. When you guys look at whatever offers and whatever campaigns, if I may, do you guys factor all of these things in? For small business owners who are maybe into the agriculture sector, or people who want to have a startup as an overnight stay or something like that. Do you guys look at all of that?
Correct. We take all of that into consideration whenever we decide to target new members and design new products for them, no? Definitely take a look at that.
So let's talk a bit about the future, and you were getting into that a little bit. There was a great demand on credit unions to offer ATMs, and I know that there was some hesitation because you want to be able to maintain relationships and not have everything processed through machines, but to stay competitive, you must keep up with technology. What's in the pipeline for St. Martin's Credit Union that you can share with us at this point?
Ms. Debbie, would you like to share something special about St. Martin's Credit Union coming up shortly?
Okay, we're still trying to get ahead with the credit cards.
Okay.
Because a lot of people travel.
Okay.
And the credit card is more convenient. But this is something that we have to do as a body through the Belize Credit Union League.
Okay.
So they're still working on that. And also the checking accounts.
Online banking.
And online banking. So that is something that we really need to take a look at and work together. One of our main projects that we're targeting is opening a branch in Benque Viejo. Now, you know the history that happened in Benque, but we want people from Benque and the surrounding villages to understand that with all the regulations and everything in place, St. Martin's is in a very good position with a lot of trust, reliability. So we're targeting to open our branch probably next month. We're just working on all the regulations that we need to fill up with central bank. And that is one of our major goals. That's in the pipeline.
And you have a strong membership base there already?
We have 800 plus members already. So that's our base.
Wow.
We already have a set location that we're looking at, and we want the people to, take a look at St. Martin's and understand that we are going to operate on a different background, different environment. So,
you have the history and the experience.
right.
Well, adding to that, right, some of our benefits are, right, like for example, our shares insured free of cost to you, up to $8,000. Even your loan is insured free of cost to you up to $40,000, right? That's some of the benefits. We also have our funeral benefit plan, which whereby you automatically qualify for the plan, which is at $24 yearly fee.
Yeah.
And then the beneficiary can receive up to $4,000 to cover funeral costs. And if you look on it, it takes 166 payments to meet that $4,000. So in other words, you need to live 166 years, right? So at the end of the day, we want our members to reap these benefits, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Also, we collect bill payments, which is BTL, light, water, cable. Also, we do Western Union services. We are the only agent in Cayo.
All right.
Now, just going back to what Marlene was asking earlier in respects to competition and the products that we offer that sets us apart from the competition. St. Martin's Credit Union is one of the only institutions in the Cayo district that is actually providing a detailed product to young entrepreneurs who wants to access financing. So if you're a young individual who have a bright futuristic idea that you would be able to generate solid income from at the same time benefit your community, then we have what is called a Fireball Business Loan Program. And the program was designed together with Cariled and San Ignacio Town Council. And so far we're having applicants accessing the funds already. We have more applications being reviewed, so it goes to show that it's not only about dealing with the individuals who are salaried, but dealing with the individuals who are trying to do something for themselves independently as well.
Excellent, excellent. And that was going to be one of my questions before we close off. Just looking at the demographic of your members, are you still attracting young members into, because being able to be sustainable means you have to continuously have new members coming in, but also the young professionals who are starting off in their career. Do you still have youthful membership?
Well, the good thing about St. Martin's Credit Union, majority of the membership that we hold are younger members.
Fantastic.
So we don't have a lot of people dying off at the credit union, which is good.
Longevity.
Right? And it's good for us because with the advice we're providing these individuals, some of them come in at the first time they have their account open with their parents. Down the road, they get that account transferred into their names, and then they get a little loan off of that for education. Some point down the road, they refinance to purchase household items. After that, they build a car. So having them being with us from a young age help us to assist them as they journey through their financial life cycle.
It builds a credit history.
Yeah.
Them, right?
All right. Well, anything else you'd like?
One of the things that we're doing for this upcoming Christmas season is offering pre-approved loans. So that is one of the things that I've always been pushing. I said, let's review our membership base. Let's take a look at people who are in good standing, and let's do like the banks, offer pre-approved loans. So that is something that we're promoting. And
So you'll be reaching out to your members?
Yes.
Definitely.
We'll send them letters, make phone calls, and those people are entitled to a raffle ticket. We're offering a raffle a flat screen TV and a sofa set So those who borrow within a
After
certain
Christmas.
time get a free ticket. If you want to buy a ticket, we have tickets for sale, $5.
Okay. Well, is there anything else you'd like to tell the public about International Credit Union Day?
Well, I would just like to wrap up by having the general public know that the credit union movement is a movement that is growing. It is a movement that is getting stronger. Worldwide, you have over 217 million people who are a part of a credit union. So the movement is not only in Belize, but it extends outward as well. And at the end of the day, the credit union is designed for the benefit of others. We don't only push a loan on our members, but we also balance off your borrowing with your savings. So savings is a very important part of being a part of a credit union member, which a lot of members appreciate down the road. No?
All right. Well, thank you all for joining us this morning. Happy International Credit Union Day in advance. The actual day is Thursday. And we appreciate hearing from you and the latest updates from St. Martin's.
Well, thank you also
Thank
for
you very
hosting
much.
us. No?
Okay.
So that concludes this segment. We'll take a short commercial break.
Yes.
And when we come back, we're going to be speaking with some representatives from Belize Telecommunications Limited.
Well, we'll actually have an interview, a recap of the interview with the Prime Minister from yesterday's newscast. We'll be back in a few. Stay tuned.